How you guys doing? I'm Chris Rody from National RV Detroit in Belleville, Michigan. I'm going to do a walk around on this Forest River Sloaire by Palomino. It's 205 SS is the model number. Okay. I always like to start at the front here. You got an electric tongue jack. You got your retract and extend button on the front here, and then they give you a nice utility light or docking light, whatever you want to call it, on the front here for helping you hook up in the dark. We'll go through the hitch equipment stuff with you when you get here, but you got, these are your saddle brackets. We'll go over that with you. Your safety chains, and then you got your breakaway cable on the front here that will hook up, but we'll go through all that stuff when you're here, okay? And we'll show you how to do that so you can tow safely. And you got your seven-way plug-in. They do a nice little deal here, and they put a place for your plug right here on the front in the A-frame, so you can stow it nice instead of leaving it dangle or having it hang or driving over and ripping it off. They make it convenient for this little plug-in place right here for you. It's cold outside, so stuff's a little stiff. So you got your 220-pound propane bottles on the front. They're right there. Your regulator is right here. You got your switch over for your regulator to draw evenly off the bottles, or if you wanted to draw off one bottle and leave the other one on, you can do that. Most people, I prefer just leave them both on and let them drain evenly, but that's me. So they're full for you, ready to go. We got the furnace lit on the inside. Always remember righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And then you got your battery on the front. That's always on the front. And remember, there's a fuse underneath this battery cover for your jack. So if the jack doesn't work for some reason, you have a manual override. This plug pops out of the jack, and you have a crank handle that goes. It'll go on top like this, and then you can manually crank the jack up or bring the jack down with the on top here. Moving along on the side here, on the door side, you have a solar panel prep right from the factory. It's pretty cool. You buy the Furrion solar panels, and you can plug in and help keep your battery charged. Depending on how much you want to spend, you can get a panel that will charge the battery. You can get one that will keep it topped off, depending on how much you want to spend, but they make it convenient there to plug it right in for you. You got 4 stabilizer jacks all the way around your coach. So make sure, remember that they're stabilizers. They're not levelers. They don't level the RV, they stabilize the camper. So when you're walking around, it's not bouncing around as you're stepping. So it doesn't make it like you're out at sea, right? So you can crank your jacks down manually with the crank handle they provide for you. I recommend you get a cordless drill in the socket and put that right on your jack, and you can zip them down and zip them up a lot quicker with the impact or drill. You have a LED light bar on the front here. The switch for that blue light that's on your front cap there is inside on this wall. You have a motion sensor light. That's what that guy is right here. This is your motion sensor. So always remember, when you open your slam baggage door, in the one position it's a motion sensor. In the center it's off. And in the 2 position, it just stays on all the time. So if you want it as a motion light, put it in 1. If you want it off, in the center. Pretty nice. And then we got your hitch equipment right here. We'll set up for you when you get here. Magnets to hold the door open, so you don't have to use your head, or it don't have the cheap latch. Nice slam door, baggage door. Makes it nice. You got an electric awning. It goes out 8 feet. I have it out right now. You have a push button on the inside that takes the awning in and out. Always remember, this is designed to be left like this. When the weather picks up, always you want to bring it in safely. If it's lightly raining and it's not a lot of crazy heavy wind, you can leave it out. And just remember that if it builds up a gallon of water up on your awning, it'll automatically dump the water left or right. Just don't be standing there where you'll get drenched. But you can set for pitch if you want to, but you'll have to tighten up this Allen head on the inside of your Lippert awning. You have one on both sides, so if you want to bring it all the way down and compress the shock, you can do that and tilt it. I don't recommend that you do that because then the shocks can't flex with the weather. So the shock absorbs the wind and the weather, so it makes it so it doesn't rip your awning off. But if weather picks up, take the awning in. Outside speakers, marine grade speakers with the light inside of them. It's pretty fancy. You got your outside TV hookup right here. So the TV that's inside slides off the bracket and slides on outside if you want to watch TV outside. And then you got satellite and cable hookup. And then you got some outlets to plug in your CD player, or DVD player, or whatever, your Xbox, whatever you want to do, TV. Nice thing I always like to point out too is you got Dexter axles. So you get a 5-year warranty straight from Dexter. Very nice. Remember, you got to repec and inspect your bearings at least once a year. So either bring it back to the dealer or make an appointment to get your bearings inspected or repacked. And then you want to get up and check your roof seals at least 2 to 4 times a year is what's recommended by the manufacturer, to get up and check your seals, okay, on your roof. Getting back to your axles here, you got your Dexter axles, easy lube hubs, bearing buddies behind here. You want to have them inspected or repacked once a year. Green valve stem caps means it's got nitrogen filled tires. So if you want to keep up with the nitrogen theme, you got to take it to a tire fill center. But you can put air in there. It just, if you want nitrogen, you got to take it to someone that has nitrogen, right? This is for your exhaust fan. So this is, you got to make sure this is open if you're going to use your exhaust fan. You got the new fancy steps, but I like this that they do this. They do a 30-mile-an-hour friction hinge door. Okay, so this door will take a 30-mile-an-hour gust of wind without having any latches or plastic stuff to break. And then make sure that the door is all the way open when you put the steps away. So you open your door all the way, flip your steps up, make sure that the tabs go behind the frame here. Then you can shut your door, and then that's your grab handle. And then to bring them out, make sure the door is all the way open. You have these pins that pop out, and these legs telescope for the terrain. So if you're on unlevel terrain, you can adjust the step, okay? So always remember to do that, but don't adjust it too high, because what can occur is if the steps are, like say you angle them like this, then the steps lift up on this door, on the threshold here, and then your door won't shut. So always remember that. So see how they're tipped down a little bit? You want to make sure that this is flush with this so that the door shuts properly. So a lot of people telescope their legs out too far. Like if I had it just like that, the door wouldn't shut properly, you would damage it. So make sure that it's adjusted properly. Moving along to the back here, it's pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera. And again, remember, we can install that for you if you like. It's already pre-wired for the factory for a backup camera. This is access panel to the back of your refrigerator. This is exhaust for your furnace. Your furnace is running currently. Just remember, this gets really hot, so caution there. But if you're ever curious if your furnace is running, when you turn your thermostat on inside and you got your propane on, but you're like, man, did it light? Did it not light? You can come outside, and if the air is hot, you know it lit. If it's blowing cold air, go back inside, shut it off, wait 15 minutes, and try it again. Okay? You have an LP disconnect for a grill. So if you want to run something off your propane bottles on the front, you can plug in a propane grill. And you got your connection down here. So, and always remember, you have also an on and off switch on here. So if you plug into it, you're like, man, I'm not getting any propane, you got to make sure that this lever is turned on so that you can get gas off your bottles to your grill, okay? Spare tire carrier. And tire, and just a little bit of advice: if you're going to do a bike rack, remember that the bumper is rated for 150 pounds, okay? So take that into account when you buy a bike rack. 30 amp power cord. It's about 20 feet. You got 30 amp power cord. We got it plugged in right there. Just remember, if you want to charge your batteries or you want to run anything 110, you're going to make sure that you plug in. So I'm going to set up, you're getting to your campsite. It's Monday, you're starting camp for the week, right? You got a full hookup campsite. That's how I'm going to explain it when you got a full hookup, okay? So you'll plug in, you got power here. Good, you're good. You got 30 amps. Now you're going to take your dump hose, you're going to hook it up to here, right? You're going to run that to your dump, okay? You're going to come over here, pull your gray. That's fine. You can let that run. That's just dirty water. That's water that goes down your sink, down your shower, right? So that's just dirty water. So that's no big deal. You want to let that run. Unless you're boondocking, then you can let that fill up. Your black water, now what you'll do is you'll take your chemical, put that down your toilet with at least a couple gallons of water, okay? So put a couple gallons of water. A lot of people use milk jugs, old milk jugs, fill it up with water so they know they're getting a couple gallons down the toilet, or just hold the pedal down and fill it up for a while, okay? But you want some water in the bottom of your black water tank mixing with the chemical, and then use biodegradable toilet paper if at all possible. I know it's tough sometimes to get it, but Scott's is biodegradable. You can buy that anywhere, or get RV toilet paper here, okay? So you get your toilet chemical, you put it down your toilet, got your couple gallons down the toilet, leave it shut. You have an indicator on the inside, and I'll show you that when we go inside. It tells you how full your black water, your fresh water, and your gray water is, and how full your battery is. But you want to let that fill up. So if you're going to camp for 5 days or 2 days, you want to, either when you're leaving you're going to dump it, or when it's full. So I'm going to use the scenario you're leaving. So it's Sunday, you're done camping, you're ready to leave. Your gray water is all emptied out, right? Now you're going to empty your black water. You've got your toilet chemicals down there because you put it down there when you got there. Water's down there. Chemicals breaking down the waste in the toilet paper. You're ready to dump it. You're going to unhook from your city water connection, which is in the front, and you're going to hook it to your black water tank flush. So this is only when you're dumping your black water, okay? So now you're going to pull your black water dump valve, hook up your black water tank flush, and it power washes the inside of your black water tank while you're dumping. If you hook to this without pulling that, it'll fill the tank up in your toilet and flood your camper from your toilet. So that you don't want to do that, right? So you only want to hook to this when you're dumping your black water and you're cleaning it out. Pull your black water, hook up your black water tank flush. Pretty simple. Put your cap on for you here. You got outside cable and satellite hookups right here, and it's labeled cable satellite. A little outside light, gray water, gray handle, black water, black handle, big valves always your toilet, small valves always your gray water. You have your black water tank flush, which I just explained, outside shower. Make sure you winterize this and summerize it, okay? You got your outside slide out. We installed the slide topper for you. Looks real nice, so it's going to kick all the debris off your slide out, which is awesome. Tree branches, leaves, water. So you're in good shape there. Moving along. You got your, remember I was talking about your city water connection? That's this guy here. So if you want constant pressure to your sink, shower, and toilet, you're going to hook the hose up to here, and you'll get constant pressure to your sink, shower, toilet, right? If you're going to use your water pump and take water with you, boondocking, or you want to take a shower in the parking lot, or what have you, you'll fill up this. This is your freshwater tank fill, gravity fill. So you just put the hose inside there, and then that's your overflow. So it'll you fill up your freshwater tank. This is your city water. And then your drain for your freshwater tank is here. That's this guy right here. So that's your freshwater tank drain, okay? And then you got your low point drains. This will be your hot and cold low point drains on this guy here. Just gonna have antifreeze in it because it's winterized, but low point drains, hot and cold, and then that's your freshwater tank drain to empty your fresh water. hot water tank is going to be a Suburban. So remember, you're going to have an anal rod with this, okay? That you're going to replace once a season, once a year, sometimes twice a year depending on how often you use it. But it's a steel tank, so you have this anal rod so your tank doesn't rust inside out. And this will start to break down. This rod will start to break down. It'll look like somebody was chewing on it. But it goes inside here. That's your plug for your hot water tank. So it's winterized. We always leave it out so you can verify that it's empty. But you have electric and gas Suburban hot water tank. So from the factory, they put this little piece of tape over the on and off switch so that the heating element doesn't burn out. So it's not left on by accident. So if you plug in and turn this in the on position, the heating element will turn on, okay? So it'll start running when the hot water tank's empty. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to run it dry. It'll burn up the element. So always make sure if you're going to run it on electric, you want to make sure it's full. This is your pressure release valve. This releases the pressure inside the tank before you empty it. But when it's full, then you can turn this on, and that'll turn it on electric. And you also have an on button inside. I'll show you to light it on gas, okay? I'll show you that inside. And then if it ever doesn't work or it goes out, these are the resets for the hot water tank. They'll deploy out and you'll reset them here. You'll feel them. So remember, always leave this in the off position when it's empty. Unless you're going to just use it on gas, then you can leave this off and turn the gas on inside. But it's electric and gas hot water tank. Alright. Now we'll go inside. Alright folks, welcome to the inside of your 205 SS. They call that it's kind of a Murphy bed, right? I don't know if the camera can get it, but it's crowned inside. It makes it nice, so it's crowned inside and outside for rain runoff. That's nice. Refrigerator, I'm gonna start there since he's pointing right at it. You have your Dometic two-way refrigerator. You always want to leave it on auto. Auto's your best friend when it comes to your refrigerator, because when it's on auto, it's doing what you want. Meaning, if you're plugged into 110, it's running on 110. If you unplug it or you lose power for any reason, or some kids come running through your campsite and kick your cord out, it'll automatically switch over to gas as long as your propane's on, okay? So on auto, it's always doing what you want. Meaning if you're going down the road and you got your food in here, it'll be on LP. If you're plugged into 110, it'll be running on 110. If you select gas, it'll only run on gas. It will not switch over. So leave it on auto. It'll be your best friend. If you ever turn it on and the check light comes on, it means it didn't light for some reason. Meaning either your propane's off, you're not plugged in right, or all of the above, right? If you have it on auto. So if you ever get a yellow check light right there, it means your fridge isn't lighting. Shut it off and then repeat the process. You'll turn it off here and turn it on. It'll make that beep, and then it's going right to auto. We're plugged in, so it's running on 110. They don't have temperature like, you know, up or down, but they give you this thermostat that clips to these fins, and there's a blue sticker in there. It goes from colder to warmer, and it kind of shows you a thin bar to a thicker blue bar, right? So what it's letting you know is if you want to cool down or warm up the fridge, you're going to take this and move it down fins. So now it's only going to cool to this point, okay? If you want it to cool to its maximum capacity, you'll unclip it from here, move it down fins here, and you're in good shape. Now it's going to cool to the furthest fin. this is the return for your furnace. Okay, and the furnace is running right now. It's nice and warm in here. This is your awning extend and retract button. We'll bring it in. And then, remember I told you, while I'm bringing your awning in, I'll talk a little bit about your hot water tank again. So, the button outside is to run your hot water tank off electric when you're plugged in, okay? This is to run your hot water tank off gas. So if you want to light it on propane, you'll get, see where it says DSI fault? That's direct spark ignition, okay? So when you hit your hot water heater button on gas, light's going to come on, light's going to go off. When the light goes off and stays off, it's lit. That's good news. So if you ever look over and you got this switch on and you see a red indicator light right there, that means your hot water tank is not working. Something happened. So now it just lit. As long as the light stays off, you're in good shape. If it comes back on, either the propane isn't on, it blew out, you got some bugs and spider webs up in there you need to blow out, something happened. So shut it off and then repeat the process. But this light on, this light off. And then when you shut it off, it'll just go off. Okay? So DSI fault light, and then that's your hot water tank button. This tells you, this is your levels I was talking about. So this tells you how full your battery is. This tells you how full your freshwater tank is, black water, and then your gray water. You only have one, but it's got a generic board here, okay? So remember, gray 1 is you guys. Water pump, if you're going to pump water from your freshwater holding tank up to your sink, shower, and faucet, you're going to turn this on here. Only if you filled up from your gravity freshwater tank fill that I showed you on the outside, you'll use your water pump. If you're hooked to city water, you do not need your water pump, okay? You got your slide out button right here, and then this turns on your inside lights, and then this turns on your outside LED lights on your awning. And if you want to turn around and face the slide out, I'll bring it in. So the table, you want to make sure you stow it away safely before you travel. But I'm going to bring the slide out in so you can see it on camera there. And then this is, you'll hear it click when it comes in. When you hear that, stop on the button, okay? And then it'll also make that noise when it goes all the way out. There you go. And that's it. For the slide out, remember this one's on wheels, your slide out's on wheels, so you want to keep debris out from underneath your couch. You got your, you got a nice little view of it there. You got your Furrion oven top, or Suburban in this case. Always turn it to light, and then give it a hit with the igniter here, and then it'll turn your burners on for you. And then to light your oven, it's a little similar process, but you're going to take a lighter in on here and heat up the thermocoupler down here, and then you'll get a pilot light. But you'll take this button, you'll turn it to pilot, push in, take your long lighter. Once you get a pilot lit inside your oven, then you can turn the gas up. Microwave, range hood. Remember the fan I told you about inside there? You gotta have that vent open. Your furnace blows from the bottom, but the vents are along the side. It's really nice. You don't have any registers in the floor, so they don't collect sand and dirt and all that stuff. Makes it nice for you. If you want to install Wi-Fi TV or antenna booster, you can get that, but it's pre-wired for it. The switch will go here for it. Your air conditioner is ducted, so remember your furnace blows from the bottom, your air conditioner blows from the top, and then you got quick cools, they call them. So you can open these vents up and it'll dump all the AC in this one spot versus blowing it harder on the vents. If you want to quiet the air conditioner down and you want it to blow on the vents through the ducts, you'll shut these down. It'll be a little quieter for you, and it'll blow on these vents, which you can also twist and then shut off. Makes it really nice. Your thermostat to operate those are right here. Heat obviously is going to be your furnace. Cool is going to be your air conditioner, and then these arrows adjust the temperature for you. And then this bar right here cycles through your modes to your fan, heat, and air conditioner. Back by your door is your converter box and fuses and breakers. So if you have a 110 problem, breaker's gonna trip. It'll just trip, and then you'll reset it really easy. And then you got fuses right here for a 12-volt issue. They give you this little window. So if you're ever sitting down and you see a red LED light through this window, that means one of your fuses blew. And then you can come over here and it'll tell you what that 15 amp is for, and you can replace it. You'll have a red LED light indicator next to it. Right up over here is your Furrion DVD CD player. Turn it on. It's Bluetooth. You can pair it to your phone, all that type of fun stuff. You got your Bluetooth button. Zone 1 is inside speakers. Zone 2 is outside speakers. So, or just opposite. So zone 1 is outside. Shut the outside off. Turn the inside on. And then if you want them both on, you can turn them both on. And then again, you can pair it to your phone and have fun with it. It comes with the remote. You get a nice remote for your radio. I always tell people, get some Velcro right here, and then that'll be its home, so that way you don't lose your radio or your remote. TV remote right here. Turn your television on. This is that bracket I was talking about. So I'm going to do it real quick. Just that easy, folks. Pop it right off. You got the same bracket on the outside of your camper, and then you just got to disconnect your cable and your plug. Real easy. And then now you got an inside-outside television. Okay. And then to put it back, just put it back in the little grooves there and pull down. Why can you see that red light? That's your boost button for your antenna. Off, on. You got to make sure that's on so that you get your digital boost off your TV antenna. You're gonna go to menu, go over to channel, go down, make sure it's on air, go to auto scan, and then it'll find, you'll hit yes, and then it's going to look for digital channels from your TV antenna. While that's doing that, when we get television, I'm going to cover the safety devices for you. Behind you right there by your bed is your smoke detector. Down here, or next, just below it, is your emergency exit window. Down here by your countertop is your LP detector. So that detects LP gas. If you left the stove on or had a leak, that'll go off. Remember, that will kill your battery. So it's hardwired into the coach. So if you have your battery, let's say you put it in storage and you don't turn everything off, or you turn everything off and you come back to it in 2 days, it'll kill your battery. So disconnect your battery, pull the fuse out while it's in storage, so you don't come back to a dead battery every time you put it in storage. Okay, disconnect it. And your fire extinguisher is always right to the left of the door. So that's your safety devices. You got your fire extinguisher, your fire detector, your LP detector. Right now we got about 17 channels. Normally you'll get anywhere from 20 to 60 channels depending on where you're located. I'll make this into a bed real quick so you can see how it works. This jackknifes. And then this mattress folds in half. Pretty fancy. Little Murphy bed. And then you have USB charging ports on the left hand side where that green light's at, and then you have 110 outlets on either side of your window. And remember, any light that doesn't have a light switch, the turning on and off is in the center. So you have a on and off button right in the center of your lights. And then you always want to give a little push. Table. If this was mine, I would store it just like this. That way it'll be, when the slide comes in, it won't have anywhere to go flying around or damage anything while you're in transit. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm Chris Rohde for National RV Detroit. Thank you.